Stay tuned for another episode of Stuck at Home with me, Tamia Treesong. Looking forward to it. I'd like to show you some of the street art that I experienced on my recent trip to Ireland.
We were pretty jet-lagged when we got to Dublin, but we did manage to go see Oscar Wilde over at the Trinity College. And of course, Dublin is known to many people for its beer, if you're a beer drinker. Some of the best art we saw was just out on the street, part of everyday life. We weren't looking for art when we first went to Ireland. We were there for other reasons. But the city was just so artistic and rich with history. The buildings had textures and colors, and it was beautiful. Not just the tourist sections either. Lots of places. I was pretty dazzled by the architecture and history of places like Christchurch in Dublin. It was Kevin that told me to look down. And then I saw this labyrinth right there in the courtyard that everyone was walking over and not even noticing. In the center of the labyrinth was this seal. Again, art, history. Under our feet. I looked at a lot of floors, walkways, and streets really differently after that. Here's part of the floor inside of Christchurch. Tiles. Hand-cut tiles.
Okay, we're in Cork now. Look here. And we're checking everything out. Kevin is with me here, and we've got the river behind us and some lovely row houses. And over here we've got some abstract turtle art, lots of cool little vehicles, and of course the car park. Thank heavens, it's not like Dublin. You can actually see where it is. All right.
One thing that was really cool about Cork was that there was art everywhere. There was murals. We'd be wandering along and just come upon a building-sized mural. With no explanation, we're hurrying to catch up with our party, right? And then embedded in the street are these plates and seals that have to do with where the old roads were or different monuments of various kinds. If you watched my last street art video, you know I like those alleyways. And then we came upon this amazing alleyway. And my friends are rushing through it to get where they're going. And I'm trying to stop and take pictures on the fly. And there were several different alleyways like this. And I'm taking all these pictures hoping I can look at them later, but they're coming out all blurry. So here's a few that made it. So hopefully you can get a sense of it. My understanding is that most of the murals in Ireland are memorials depicting folk heroes and legends. But sometimes you still get some fun stuff like this shop here.
Walking next to the river in Cork, I just wanted to point out that it's okay to not be okay. Here we go. Here's some fish bones or something. Next to the river, here's Kevin doing what Kevin does.
I was being a smartass and saying that billboard that says it's okay not to be okay, and behind it was a burnt out husk of a building, and I'm like, that building is not okay. So, but now I'm gonna take some photos, some stills of fish bones in the city because my whole thing, my shtick is urban bones, and this is the literal translation of that. Normally, I'm referring to something that's a derelict building or something.
Urban bones. See attached pictures in the comments. Coming up next on the Mouse Report. So I'm just trying to put the groceries away, and the pantry is stuck. So we pull it out to reveal it's like the wheels are stuck. Oh my gosh. Today's mouse report. 7. This is more than we've ever had before. This is monumental.
Many of the fences in Ireland are built of stone, and different regions will stack the stones differently as an identifier. We're headed into the north now. Northern Ireland is really like a completely different country. And as you enter, sometimes you can still see guard turrets, and you definitely can see that most of the art is memorial. People that have died during the Troubles. This was just a cool poster on a lamppost. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's another folk hero. There wasn't really time to find out about any of them. It was pretty late in the day by the time we got to Belfast, and it had started raining pretty hard. So we opted to just drive slowly past the Peace Wall and get a look at it and try to get a sense of what it must have been like when people didn't really cross it much. The violence. And what's left behind, even though it looks like ugly graffiti, it's a lot more peaceful than what had gone before. Thanks for reminiscing with me while we're all still stuck at home. Signing off with images from Cork. Thanks for watching. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments what you like best.